And our story involves a bicycle and our daughter, Darcia. She's right up there on the screen. She's the taller of the two. And the shorter one is Nikki, the neighbor. And you notice they're both wearing pink dresses. That was not on purpose. Darcia was taking Nikki to church. Do you take your friends and neighbors to church with you? That's a good thing to do. And the dresses happened by just accident. They wasn't planning that way. So Darcia was quite a girl to have as a daughter at home. We loved her so much. I'd come home from work all tired and lay back in my easy chair, and she'd come up and wrap her arm around my neck and say, "Hi, Daddy-O." And people would come to our house and they'd say, she'd wave and smile at them. They'd say, "Hi, little girl, what's your name?" And she'd reply, "Darcia." "Oh, that's a pretty name. Wish I had a girl like you." And she'd giggle and laugh. And when she came to church, she didn't always sit by us. She sometimes sit with other people during church, and they always got a thrill from that. Now, Darcia's big brother, and he's here today, was a bicycle rider. And she wanted to ride a bicycle as well as her big brother. And she said, "Dad, could you teach me to ride a bicycle?" "Sure." So we got her on the bicycle. I said, "Just start pedaling." I hold my hand on the seat post. And I said, "When the bicycle goes to the left, turn the wheel that way. If it leans to the right, turn the wheel the same way that you're falling. And not too much as a rule." So I made the bicycle go one way on purpose. Turn the wheel, that's the right thing to do. Then I went the other way, turn the wheel the same way. And they kind of wobbled back and forth down the driveway. Then not as much. And it wasn't very long at all. I just let go. And she said, "How am I doing?" "You're riding by yourself." It didn't take long for Darcia to learn to ride a bicycle. Well, she rode faster and better, and she would go out, and where Thane was riding bicycle with these threads, the big boys, and Thane had a jump that he went over, and the big boys tried to make the jump, and they couldn't do it. And so she said, "Oh, I can do it." And she did. It wasn't pretty, but she made it. Well, Darcia liked to go up to Nikki's place, and on our driveway, you go down a hill, and down the driveway real fast, and then out to the road where the cars go beep, beep, up and down like that. And I watched her one day, and I said, "Darcia, you have to watch when you come to the road where the cars go beep, beep, and go by. You have to look and listen and sometimes stop." Well, she said, "I'm going up to Nikki's." So I watched her. She took off from her, went down the driveway as fast as she could. The pedals were going, and her hair was flying back. And she got to the road where the cars go beep, beep, and back and forth. And she didn't look left, she didn't look right. And she didn't listen, I don't think. I opened the door, and I went outside, and I yelled, "Darcia, Darcia, you stop! You get back home." She stopped. And she started to come back home. We have a long driveway. And have you ever been to a wedding where the bride walks down the aisle and takes a step and stops, then another step and stops? Well, that's what she was doing. She was making it as long as she could before she talked to me. She figured she was in big trouble. But it's a good thing that she did. You know why? I fell in love. I thought to myself, she's feeling so bad about not stopping at the road. You know, kids don't always learn the first time. You have to give them some slack. You know, she's no different than any other kid. You know, and she learned to ride a bicycle so quick, and did the big jump that the other big boys couldn't do, and gave her the high five after she did it. You got to be a little bit easier on her. But then, no, you can't have her getting hit with a car for not stopping at the road where the cars go back and forth. She got closer and closer and closer. And there's tears coming down her eyes. And I said, "Darcia, reached out and I grabbed her right off the ground and lifted her up and hugged her. Darcia, we love you so much. We'd just feel terrible if anything happened to you, Mom and I would. But you know what? That bicycle, and I stuck my thing at the bicycle. You are a naughty bicycle. You took Precious Darcia out on that road. You didn't look left or you didn't look right where those cars go back and forth like that. I'm going to punish you. So I took the bicycle and I hooked it to my boom truck. And the boom truck's like a big fishing pole. It's up on a truck. You've seen them. And it went higher and higher till the bicycle was way high in the air, about like that. Now, you just stay there, naughty bicycle. Darcia said, can I still go see Nicky? Sure. So she did. Nicky said, where's your bicycle? Oh, it's hanging on the boom truck. Well, why is it doing that? Well, Dad put it there. Well, why did he do that? Well, he's kooky. He's kooky in the head. Well, a few days later, Nicky says, why don't you get your big brother Thing to take it down? That's a good idea. Brother Thing, Darcia said, you're so wise and so smart and can do everything. You could take my bicycle down, couldn't you? Yes, he said, I know how to do that. I've watched Dad do it. Oh, goody, you'll bring my bicycle down. No, I could, but I won't. You won't? You won't take my bicycle down? Why? Why won't you take my bicycle down? Because. Because why? Well, because if I take your bicycle down, Dad will probably hang me up in the boom truck. Well, the bicycle hung from the line off the boom truck. Sometimes the wind would blow and the wheels would spin. Sometimes the bicycle would spin around this way and stop and spin away the other way. People would stop by and look at it and think, huh. And there was a bird that landed on the seat. And I kind of think I knew what the bird said when it looked down at the bicycle. I think it said, "Arr, arr, arr, naughty bicycle." Well, we talked about the bicycle when we ate dinner. We didn't worry about anyone stealing the bicycle. At nighttime, when it just started to get dark, you could see the silhouette of the bicycle in the sky. And if you got up early the next morning, it would still be there the next morning. Well, Darcia started making jokes about the bicycle too. And it was then that I thought, well, it's time to take it down. So I started the boom truck and down it came to the ground, unhooked the shackle, and she had her bicycle back again. Well, you know, kids, you might, when she first started to drive, she got a great big Chevrolet pickup with great big high wheels and jacked way high off the ground. You probably need a step ladder to get in it. And when she came to the road where the boom cars go boom back and forth, she stopped and looked and listened. So kids, you know, in life, if your parents or your grandparents or your teacher might do some kooky thing to try to make you be a better person, and you think they don't like you, well, and they don't love you, that's not true at all. They do those kooky things because they do love you. And so now, you've heard the story about the naughty bicycle. Thank you. Oh, by the way, Darcia is here today. Right there. And her brother Thing is here too.